Hi, this is Mato. Welcome to my online chess lecture. In this video I will show you a game between Serper and Nikolaidis. This amazing, absolutely amazing chess game was played in St. Petersburg, Russia in 1993. Serper had white pieces and he started with c4. Is it going to be an English opening? Definitely, maybe. g6, e4, bishop to g7, d4, d6, king's Indian defense, knight to c3, knight to f6, white move, knight on g to e2 was played. Knight to f3 is the most played move, the standard move. f3 is the second most played move, the same-ish variation. Knight on g to e2, knight from b to d7, knight to g3, c6, bishop to e2, a6, preparing b5, bishop to e3, h5, threatening h4, f3, b5. Nikolaidis is playing sharp chess. If instead h4, then knight goes to f1 and then knight to d2, b5, c5, d takes on c5, d takes on c5, queen to c7, Serper castled kingside, and now h4 when f1 is no longer available. Knight to h1, knight to h5, queen to d2, e5, knight to f2, black to move. Nikolaidis came up with an interesting plan. He played knight to f8, intending knight to e6 and then knight to f4. White must act fast. What would you do? a4 was played. b4, attacking the knight, and this is very interesting moment of the game. Perhaps most players would play knight to a2. Do you agree? There was a big surprise. Knight to d5, sacrificing the knight for the attack. C takes on d5, e takes on d5. This is also preventing knight to e6. But now f5, threatening f4, winning the bishop. How should white continue? Serper played d6, attacking the queen, queen to c6, white to move. This is another very interesting moment of the game. Like I said, black is threatening f4. Perhaps white queen should move somewhere. Maybe take the pawn on b4, and if f4 is played, then bishop to d2. This looks like a sensible continuation. Do you agree? There was another jaw-dropping move. Anyway, what would you do in this position if you had white pieces? Serper played bishop 2, b5. No joking. Pawn takes bishop. What else? A takes on b5, queen takes on b5, rook takes rook, queen to c6, defending and attacking, rook from f to a1, and now f4, winning the bishop. How to save the bishop? What would you do? Serper played rook from 1 to a7. After thinking long and hard, Nikolaidis played knight to d7. If f takes on e3, then rook takes bishop check, and after queen takes rook, rook to e7 check. After king to d8, queen takes on b4, and white is winning. One line goes like this. Pawn takes knight check, king takes pawn, knight to e6, queen to b6 check, knight to c7, rook takes on c7, and white is winning. Back to our game. To avoid this disaster, knight to d7 was played. White to move. How will you continue now? Serper played. Rook takes bishop check. Queen takes rook. Queen to d5. Pawn takes bishop, attacking the knight. Black is 2 pieces up, threatening to win one more piece. How will you continue now? Queen to e6 check. King to f8. If king goes to d8, then queen to e7 checkmate. King to f8. White to move. What now? Should white save the knight? What would you do? Serper played rook takes on d7. If knight to d3, then e2, and after king goes to f2, knight from h to f6, and black is fighting back. Back to our game. Rook takes on d7. Pawn takes knight. Check. White to move. To take the pawn or to play king to f1. What would you do? Serper played king to f1, avoiding this terrible variation. When black would have a chance to win, one line goes like this, just to show you how much trouble white would have. Queen takes on c5 check, king to e1, queen to c1 check, king to f2, queen to d2 check, king to f1, knight to g3 check, h takes on g3, queen to d1 check, king to f2, h takes on g3 check. If king takes pawn, this is also losing. After king to e3, bishop to h6 check, and after king to e4, there is checkmate in one. Queen to d4, checkmate. Back to our game. After check, we have king to f1. Queen to e8, defending f7 square. White to move. How would you continue now? f7 square is defended. Serper played. Rook to f7 check. Queen takes on f7. This is amazing, isn't it? White has only the queen against all the black pieces. It is white to move, and white has only one good move in this position, and that is... what is it? Queen to c8 check. Queen to e8. d7. King to f7. Pawn takes queen check. Rook takes new queen. Queen to b7 check. Rook to e7. White to move. How to make the progress? Serper played another cool move. c6. e4. If rook takes on b7, c takes on b7, and after bishop to f8, pawn is promoting and white is winning. Back to our game. e4 was played. c7, e3, queen to d5 check, king to f6, queen to d6 check, king to f7, short of time. Serper repeated moves. Queen to d5 check, king to f6, queen to d6 check, king to f7. 40 moves have been played, and white has no longer a time problem. So he calculated correctly that he can take the rook and win the game. Queen takes rook check. King takes on e7. Pawn is pushed and promoted to queen. Bishop to h6. Black is not giving up. He has two dangerous passed pawns. Can he make something out of it? Queen to c5 check. King to e8. Queen to b5 check. King to d8. Queen to b6 check. Forking the king and the pawn on g6. But now e2 check. Which pawn to take? What would you do? It is not the same. So which pawn would you take? Serper played king takes pawn on f2. If king takes on e2, Then the knight to f4, check. And after king takes pawn on f2, knight takes queen. And black would win. Back to our game. King takes pawn on f2 was played. Bishop to e3 check, the last trick by Nikolaidis. Can you see what the trick is? How should white continue? White played a move, and black resigned, and the move is king to e1. If king takes on e3, then pawn is pushed and promoted to queen, and perhaps black would even win the game. Back to our game. After check, we have king to e1. Play with the black pieces. Nikolaidis resigned. One line goes like this. Knight to f4. Defending the pawn, attacking the queen. Queen to g4, check. King to d6. g3. Forcing the knight to move. Even after pawn takes pawn, black knight must move. And after knight to d5, king takes pawn on e2. After bishop to c5, I guess we can stop here. White queen and 3 pawns are too strong for black knight and bishop and a single pawn. This was an incredible game, wasn't it? How many moves did you guess? What do you think of this game? And that is all. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I wish you good luck with your chess, and bye for now.